you, Margaret. Now a few words from the chair of the Pembroke Public Library Board, Cheryl Lowe.
Thank you. On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. I'm delighted that you were able to come. As Margaret pointed out, the library that you see today was not the one that Subhash arrived at. He brought many changes to the library, and one of them was that we did start with computers. When he arrived at the library, we were on a card system, and he often told the story about his second day at our library. He started looking for something, and the first thing he did is went to our card index. He found a card that said, "For sex, see the librarian." He was not at all sure what kind of a library he had arrived at. He did find that he learned to love Pembroke, and Pembroke learned to love Subhash. We were very delighted to have him here, and he was a definite asset. I hope that you will be happy with the room that we have dedicated to Subhash. There are a lot of things about this room that are not at first noticeable. What we have done is we have shopped the furnishings locally, and we have purchased locally, and we were trying to do that. We wanted it to be reflective of the community. The study tables that are there are smaller than the study tables that were there in the past, and lighter so that they would be able to move around when we're doing programming and that type of thing. But the study tables themselves, they were made locally. You'll notice on your program that it tells you about suppliers and that type of things. And the study tables are made of oak so that they will be very strong and they will last. But they're made by the Pine Shop here in town. And you'll find that they're a little bit higher and that they don't have the apron around the inside of the table. That is so we can have wheelchairs be able to roll right up to these tables so that they will be accessible for all of our patrons. And I think that would have made Subhash very happy. He wanted things to be accessible to all. And I think we have to look at all those things when we are trying to purchase things for the library. We want materials that are going to be accessible. The soft chairs were purchased locally. The materials, I think, will be well used. We have used local materials all the way through. A number of donations have been made today, and you'll notice there's a list of donors. We want to pipe the people who have made donations today. There were a couple of items that we still did want to purchase. There are some accessories and also a couple of things that we wanted to add to the collection. And this would be, we're able to do that. So we thank those people, and we will see that those names are passed on to the family so that they will know that those donations were made. Mayor Jacquino isn't with us this afternoon. He had hoped he would be able to. We had an original date and he was going to be able to be here for that, but the date did have to be changed, and he had a long-standing engagement out of town. He did come yesterday and see the room as it was being set up in the middle of everything. It wasn't the world's most convenient time for him to arrive, but he did want to see what was going on. He left a letter and asked that it be read. And I'm going to leave that letter with you, Chandler, after you're done, but if I may, I'll read it to everyone. Family, friends, and board members, it is with deep regret that I am unable to be with you as you celebrate with family and friends on this most auspicious occasion, a day to honor Subhash Mehta. I have asked Councillor Lowe to read this letter to you, a letter that expresses my utmost admiration and respect for a man who was so dedicated to his craft. My first impression of Subhash is still fresh in my mind. I met him years ago as he took over the auspices of Historic Library of Pembroke as the chief librarian. What impressed me the most about him was his kind and gentle demeanor, also his focus to detail and his willingness to help others to expand their minds as they passed through the portals of knowledge. Buildings have character, and they take on a persona of their own. Our library has a distinct aura, one that reflects warmth and kindness. It welcomes those who would seek knowledge and embraces them. The room that is being dedicated today would have pleased Subhash Mehta, as it reflects the generosity of his family, friends, and those benefactors who knew him. This room will honor a man of modesty, dignity, and knowledge. Subhash Mehta, let us remember the shy, modest smile that lit his face when he asked, "Can I help you find what you're looking for?" He loved his profession. He would have loved this room. Sincerely, Ed Jacquino, Mayor, City of Pembroke. Thank you.
Continuing on with our program, we have an opportunity for people to speak, but before we do that, I have a couple of certificates that were presented this afternoon that I would like to read out. The first one is a certificate from MP Cheryl Gallant, and it says, "It is my honor to commend Cheryl Lowe, Chairperson, Margaret Mao, CEO, board members, and staff of the Pembroke Public Library at the official dedication of Subhash Mehta Memorial Reading Room, Pembroke, Ontario, May 23, 2009. This room is dedicated to honor a distinguished and accomplished head librarian who served the Pembroke Library most capably and honorably. Subhash Mehta introduced people to the richness and educational wealth in this building. May God be with Subhash in his heavenly journey." Signed, Cheryl Gallant. We also have a certificate from John Yakubuski, MPP. And it is a certificate of congratulations presented to Shander and family on the dedication of the Subhash Mehta Memorial Reading Room. Today we gather to pay tribute to Subhash Mehta for his many contributions to his home community and to honor him by dedicating this reading room in his memory. Signed by John Yakubuski, MPP. We also have Grace Holmuth here today. Grace is representing the Kiwanis Club of Pembroke, one of Subhash's passions in his life other than the library. And Grace, would you like to come up and say something?
I've been asked to represent the Kiwanis Club of Pembroke on this occasion, and it was certainly an honor when I was asked to do that. I have a presentation to make on behalf of the president who's unable to be here today in recognition of 30 years of service to the